Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the legendary heroes Newage. This is number 9 leader Agamemnon, which is of course, as you can see, Newage's take on Megatron. This is of course legend scale, and this is obviously third party. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes. Now normally I would show you how to use all of his accessories, but with this guy he comes with an absolute abundance. I'm going to show you them all, but I probably won't be attaching them all because again there's just so many. We're going to see how he looks and compares to some mainline core class figures, which I suppose is the mainline's direct competition, and we can see how he looks and compares with some other third-party Legends figures as well. So let's have a look at this guy. Unfortunately there's a teeny little rip in the box there, and I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing Agamemnon correctly. Apologies if I'm not. So yeah, this was, I believe, their first take on Megatron. So what I mean by that is they've done a few more upgrades or updates, shall we say, since this, including comic book versions, battle damaged ones, etc. You can see it obviously is based on the Generation 1 Megatron toy design, and there he is indeed with some Constructicons. One more thing that I just need to tell you that I've remembered in this one, because I purchased this secondhand, does already have the new hip upgrade on it. Now again, I've got to be completely honest, all these figures are completely new to me and my knowledge on them isn't that great, but I'm going to so for that reason I don't really know exactly what was wrong with the old hips, but I can show you that the older ones are here, but they've been replaced. So there's the old one. There does look to be quite a bit of difference, to be honest. There's some blast effects there as well. There's an abundance of things with this, so let's have a quick look. So you've got the stock and everything here where you can attach, and again I'll show you that definitely. You've got the mace, I'll show you that. You've got the key to Vector Sigma, you've got his normal gun, and then we've got a stock there which we can attach into the barrel to attach some blast effects. I'll show you most of them, to be honest. And then we've got a new face, we've got 2 different sets of hands, we've actually got the figure himself, so you can clearly see straight away why they call these guys mini masterpieces, because of course the masterpiece line pretty much started off doing that, with the fact that you could change the hands, with the fact that you could change the face, etc. So these particular set of hands here haven't even been taken off the tab, but you can see we've got pointing fingers there, and then with these we've got jazz hands and then we've got a different face as well. So if I can just get the other face out just to show you that, in fact there's one of the hands, and it is just a very, very simple case of taking the fist and it will just pop out like so. Now typically I've got his wrong hand, but just to give you an idea of how simple it is to change the parts in between him, it really is very, very simple. Even the head, so the head we've got on here, we've got like the, I suppose, smiling maniacal grin, and this is just the standard face as well. So there we go. So you can see, you just literally, there's a tab there, so on here you can grab it and you literally would pull the face off like so, like the film, Nick Cage, etc. Take the face and then reattach that one. Do you know what? I might keep that one on for a change. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to put that one back in the box. But let's have a look at the actual figure then, because we've looked at the all accessories. And yes, again, you can clearly see why these guys are called mini masterpieces. Let's just do a very quick size comparison with the standard one. Now, you're probably going to hear me say this a lot because obviously I do a lot of reviews of all the mainline figures. These are very good. I have no issues with these at all, but again, this is it all to do with price point. I think this guy's coming in at about 6, maybe 7 times more than what this is in the UK anyway, maybe 4 or 5 everywhere else in the world. So it really is a case of what your budget is, what you're and what you're aiming for, to be honest. These look great obviously, but this guy, it's on a different level, as you would expect, because of the price range. So let's just bring this here and I'll show you what I mean. So the head, you've already seen, you can change the faceplate. You can see you've got full articulation. You've got full articulation in the shoulders all the way around to the side, to the front. You've got a swivel underneath, you've got a bicep flexion. We've definitely got wrist swivels, because obviously you can take the hands off. You've sort of even got like an ab crunch with this, because it will lift up a little bit and lean forward. See what I mean? So you've even got that, like so, an ab crunch over there. You've of course got 360-degree in the waist. You've got ball and socket to the hips. You've got knee bends. You've got ankle tilt, rock. Everything pretty much exactly as I say you would expect with a masterpiece price pointed figure. The accessories that you can attach with him again are brilliant. So let's have a look at a couple of them. The cannon comes off very, very simple. It is just literally attached like that. There we go. So we're going to pop that on because he's always got his arm cannon on. And let's have a look at a couple of these then. So these all come in clamshells and everything's all nice and safely and securely stored in. As I said, I pretty much imagine if they were brand new, these would just be taped in. I'm going to very carefully try and open this without all the bits flying everywhere. So we've got key to Vector Sigma. If we wanted to, we can pop it in his hand like so. I don't think many of these have been used, to be honest, because I've had a time to have a little bit of a play with this. And yeah, exactly that. Some of them are quite difficult to push in. I'm going to keep the mace in like so. I'm going to take out the key to Vector Sigma, and I'm just going to get his little gun, and that's exactly what they are. They are nice and small. Does that even fit? I've not even had a go at this yet. I should have definitely had a go at this. Oh, it does. It fits, no issues whatsoever. So we've got two guns there in his hands. But then this is what's interesting, this piece, and this is exactly why I had a little bit of a play with this before I did the review, because I was looking at it and I got to confess, I was thinking, what on earth is this for? I can't even get it out. I really can't. Right, I'm going to have to do this. I didn't want to. There we go. Yeah, this piece here. So what this is, again, and anybody who's been buying third party for ages will be laughing at me. I've worked out that you can pop it inside the barrel there. And then, of course, with what's in this little bag, you can attach some amazing blast effects to it. So we can then pop this over there, he says, and then drops it. I will pop it on, don't worry. Again, all pretty much new, so you can just see it's just the normal size hole. There we go. I just didn't push it on hard enough. So you've got an abundance of blast effects that you've got with this, and again, you can just tell he is so posable. It's crazy. Let's take this out. Let's have a quick look at maybe just a few others, just one more or so to look at this. I mean, you've even got the detail there on the torso. Yeah, and of course you look at the color scheme. So you've got what looks like gunmetal gray, you've got reflective silver metallic paint, everything on it. I didn't really do that. I just did the articulation. I didn't really show you much about the detail on him. The molding detail is brilliant on the front and on the side, because we know this is going to double up as the handle when he's in alternate mode. And I know this pleases lots of my viewers. There's no gaps on it anywhere. So even though some of the things are all folded inside, yes, there's a huge gap behind here, but it's covered up really, really well by all these parts which fold over and indeed do that. They cover up the gaps. There's nothing really I've got negative to say about this at all. This is going to be a really interesting journey going down the third party, especially legend scale, because they are so small and they are very, very intricate. Right, let's have another quick go. Another blast effect then. So I've got this one here. I'm going to take this off there. It might be easier actually if I touch it this way around first. Pop that on there and then pop this in there as well. Now, one thing I should add is I wonder if these blast effects were actually officially packaged with it or not, or whether they came extra. But you can see that you can do that anyhow. So that means obviously you can probably use loads of the other blast effects that do come with them, because these aren't, they don't have any official place for them. Not that I know, but again, as I said, I've brought this second hand and I've not, as you can tell, seen any other reviews on it either. This is stuck in now. One thing I would advise with this is if you haven't got many nails, or like fingernails obviously, then these are going to be really, really awkward for you to transform and indeed to interchange a lot of the parts. So you may need a set of blunt tweezers or something to assist you with that. Right, before we have a quick look at him in his alternate mode, let's just bring out some other figures. So again, I'm going to put some standard, what I mean by standard is mainline core class figures. Oh, I keep knocking all the weapons out. So if you're looking for them to display with your mainline core class, unfortunately it's not going to work, because you can see the size difference. It is a bit too big, it really is. In fact, yeah, these are known as core. Let me just put Optimus next to him. I'm just going to see for myself if these, the original ones that they classed as legends. So no, I'm looking at the legends, which I've got some to the side of me, and these look a little bit bigger. No, are they? Oh no, they're not. They're still the same size. So that's a Legends class gears. And then the Legends class, is he any bigger? No, you can see that they do still scale a little bit out of it, so you can see they've managed to get their own little niche there. So if you're looking to move on to these and be able to display them with your officially released products, unfortunately it's not going to work. Again, I don't have the biggest collection. In fact, you are pretty much looking at it now. This is the difference between Newage and Magic Square. So it actually looks like they're a bit bigger, the Newage figures as well. So I think, as I say, that's pretty much all there is to go through and show you with him in robot mode. As I've said, let's come back and have a look at him in alternate mode. Okay everybody, we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode already. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. That is for a couple of reasons. One is to keep the main length of this video down, and two is not to spoil it for anybody who's thinking about getting it for themselves. However, what I have uploaded is a tutorial video on how to transform him, because he is exactly that. He's so intricate, he's so clever. Everything folds together really, really well. This is just genius. This bit at the top, for those of you who maybe can't remember, obviously his arm cannon was attached to his arms, and you can pretty much tell that one of these is his arm. So this is a completely separate part, and they've made it able to still attach that. I'm not going to attach it just yet, and this is another reason why I really like this. And I know I shouldn't really say it, but because obviously as a child growing up, Generation 1, Megatron was always a gun, and as of course we're never really going to see this alt mode again, I don't think, mainline, purely, you know, for safety reasons, and I understand that. But I really do love Megatron as a gun. Now what I'm going to do, of course, we've got some obligatory comparisons to do. We're going to come back and do robot ones as well with G1 Megatron. Now this, funnily enough, is the Takara version. So if you're wondering why it's not chrome, it's because the Takara version was exactly this, gunmetal grey. So I thought for the comparison, it works a lot better. And also the Takara one, as daft as it sounds, never had the scope on the top either. So for the first part of the comparison, we're going to do exactly that. So you can see it's quite a bit smaller, but the homage is brilliant, with the detail on the handle, with pretty much everything on it. To be fair, it really is a great example of this. That's going to balance, which is perfect. But then if we do want to add the cannon on, we can, no problem whatsoever. And then we can also start to attach all the bits to the back as well. So this will attach there. It will also move. Oh, I got it the wrong way around. Yeah, there we go. So that'll attach, and then you can also, oh, let me show you, this does move up and down as well, but we can attach the stock in. Let's get this in properly this time. There we go, that's all the way in. We can then pop this at the back as well, and then of course we can slide this down at the barrel. So there he is, fully combined. Next to, I'm not going to do the full combined one with the G1 because it just will not fit on camera, but to give you an idea, it's a brilliant homage. I don't know why I'm saying homage, it's a brilliant version, because obviously it's their own version of him. The instructions, by the way, and this is why I've done a tutorial video, they're okay, but they're not the greatest. It does take quite a bit of working out, but as I say, there's a tutorial video of that uploaded. The other thing, as I say, one final thing we're going to do, we're going to come back. He's going to be back in his robot mode. We'll do some comparisons with him in the original G1, and of course we'll build up this exactly like it is in that image there to show you how he can hold it. With regards, again, I suppose, to G1 Megatron standing, he's about so big. Yeah, and this one's the chrome one we're going to do the comparisons with in a minute. But there we go. This is his alternate mode, and it's brilliant because, I shouldn't say it, but it is. And I've never held a real gun in my life, but this is just, it's a gun and it's brilliant. There we go. Right, let's come back for some final comparisons. Okay then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and this is of course how I am going to be displaying him. But here is his tripod all built up. It was just using the same accessories. The only thing perhaps that you wouldn't have guessed was of course where that clipped into the back of the gun. It now fits on top of this as well, and of course that will fit there, so he can of course control or fire this. See, it's perfect. His arms will fit around there, and his head's even in line with the scope, so it really is absolutely spot on with regards to that size. Right, let's just have a quick look at how well they managed to copy this. Is it going to fit in? There's the original. this is the Hasbro one now, so we've obviously got the chrome on it, and there we go. So what we can do is, right, can I slide this off carefully without damaging it? Yep, there we go. So you can see the size difference. So the size difference is huge. In fact, what I'll do, I'm just going to put these two next to each other while I quickly, off camera, just slide this on here. I don't want to knock anything off, you see. With my luck, if you're new to this channel, I do end up knocking a few things off now and again. It's no fun. So there is, see, I nearly did right then. There is the Takara version, not the Takara, yeah, well, the Hasbro version, the original, shall we say. And there indeed is the literally new age version. Not much more to say with that, guys, apart from maybe if we just do one more quick comparison with the Takara version. And this is the Takara version because it's gunmetal grey with the blue on the inside. That gives you an idea of, I suppose, how he looks and how he displays in both modes and compared. So there you go. And indeed, I'm asking for your feedback now because, as I say, this is my first New Age figure I've ever reviewed. Let me know what you think of it in the comments, and also let me know which ones you think I should be buying next. And again, if you're new to this channel, I've got a collaboration with Shozy now, which is where I'm going to be buying all my New Age figures from. My code is ToysRUS, all one word. And yeah, that's about it. As I say, I look forward to reviewing many more of these very intricate and clever little figures. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Take care.